Hello everyone and welcome to this video on the Python programming language and machine learning. So in this video, I will show you how to create your own model to predict the stock market. So this will be a very simple model, so take it lightly. Now currently I'm on Google's website called colab.research.google.com because it makes it really easy to start programming in Python. So you don't have to install Python into your computer. You can just go to this website and then log in using your Google account and get started writing your Python code. So let's go ahead and get started writing this Python code. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is click on File and then New Notebook, where a new tab will open up for you, and then a new cell will open up for you. And I'm just going to start the program right now, just get into it. So let's get started right now. So first thing I want to do is install the dependencies. So I'm going to import NumPy as NP. I'm going to import pandas as PD. Then from sklearn.tree, I'm going to import decision tree regressor. Next, from sklearn.linear underscore model, I'm going to import linear regression. Then from sklearn.model underscore selection, I'm going to import train underscore test underscore split. All right. Next, I'm going to import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and I'm going to give this plot a style. So just type plt.style.use, and I'm going to use the BMH style. So let's go ahead and run this cell by clicking this button here to the left, and hopefully there are no errors. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new cell by clicking this code button here in the top left. And I want to load the data. So I'm going to load the stock data that I have, which is Netflix stock data. So just type from google.colab. I'm going to import files, and then I'm going to create a variable called uploaded and set it equal to files. Actually, it's going to be files.upload. All right, and then let's run this, and let's click choose files, and then I'm going to choose the file that I want to upload, and now it's done and it's uploaded. So let's create a new cell here, and I want to store the data into a data frame. So I'm going to create a variable called df and set it equal to pd.read underscore csv, and I'm going to input the file name, which is nflx underscore stock dot nflx underscore stock dot csv. All right, and then I want to print the first 6 rows of data, so I'm just typing df.head and inputting the number 6 here, and let's run this. And now I can see the first 6 rows of the data set. So I'm going to be focusing on that close price. All right, let's go ahead and create a new cell. And in this cell, I want to get the number of trading days in the data set. So just type df.shape and let's run this. Perfect. So now I can see that there are 252 trading days in this data set. And for those of you who don't know, there are about 252 to 253 trading days in a year. Okay, so right now I have data for a year, or a year's worth of data. So let's go ahead and create a new cell, and I want to visualize the close price data. So let's create that plot. So just type plt.figure, and I'm going to give the figure a figure size, and the figure size will be 16,8. And then I want to give this plot a title. So I'm just going to type plt.title, and this will be Netflix. All right. Next, I'm going to give the x-axis a label. So type plt.xlabel, and I'm going to call it days. And let's give the y-axis a label. So just type plt.ylabel, and it will be the close price in US dollars. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and plot the point. So type plt.plot, and I'm going to plot the close price. And then I want to show the plot. So type plt.show. All right, so let's run this. And now I can see this nice graph of the closing price of Netflix. Okay, so we can see a few dips here. It looked like it was at its lowest value here, and we see a dip here, which is probably due to the current times. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new cell. And now I want to only get the close price. So I'm really just creating basically a new data frame. So I'm going to set df equal to df close price. All right, and then I want to print the first 4 rows of data. So I'm typing df.head, and let's run this. Okay, so now we can see the data frame only has the close price. So let's create a new cell, and now I want to basically create a variable, variable to predict the x, or predict x days out into the future. So I'm gonna create a variable called future underscore days and set it equal to 25. All right, next I'm going to create a new column. So this column will contain our target data. Okay, and our target data will be trying to predict values X days away from whatever this current price is. So this will be the data shifted X units or days up. So just type df, and then I'm going to call the column prediction, and I'm going to set this equal to df close price shifted, or really just shifted future days up. All right, and then let's take a look at the data. So just type df.head, and I'm going to print the first 4 rows of data, and let's look at it. Okay, that looks good. And then let's make this tail instead of head to see the last 4 rows, and let's run it. Okay, and I can see in the prediction column we have NAN values, which is expected. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new cell. And now I want to create the feature data set, and I'm going to call it X. And I want to convert it to a NumPy array, and I want to remove the last X rows or days. All right, so I'm going to create my variable called X and set it equal to np.array. Okay, then I want to drop the prediction column. All right, there we go. And then I only want all of the rows except for the last X days. So that's just minus future underscore days. Okay, so I think that'll do it. Let's go ahead and print X and see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks good. All right, let's go ahead and create a new cell. Now in this cell, I want to create the target data, or I should say target data set. I'm going to call it Y, and I want to convert it to a NumPy array, and I want to get all of the target values except the last X rows or days. All right, so I'm gonna create my variable, call it Y, and I'm gonna set it equal to np.array, and then I want all of the values from prediction. Okay, and I think that looks good. Okay, so I don't want I want all the data except for the last X rows. So I want all of the data except for future underscore days. All right. And then next I want to print y. So let's run this. Okay, so that looks good. Let's create a new cell. And in this cell, we're going to basically split the data. So let's split the data into 75% training and 25% testing. So I'm going to create some variables here. So I'm going to create x underscore train. I'm going to create x underscore test, y underscore train, and y underscore test. And I'm going to set it equal to train underscore test underscore split. And I'm going to input my feature data set and my target data set. And then I'm going to give it a test size equal to 0.25. Okay, so let's run this. All right, so that ran very nicely. Let's go ahead and create a new cell. And in this cell, I'm going to create the models. All right, so first thing I wanted to do is create the decision tree regressor model. So I'm going to create a variable called tree, and I'm going to set it equal to decision tree regressor model, and I'm going to train that model on the training data set. So x underscore train and y underscore train. All right. Then I want to create the linear regression model. So I'm going to create a variable called LR and set it equal to linear regression, and then I'm going to train it on the training data set, x underscore train and y underscore train. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this, and that's good. Let's create a new cell. Okay, so now I'm going to basically get the last X rows from the feature data set. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna create a variable called x underscore future, and maybe I should put that in comments here. Get the last X rows of the feature data set. All right, so I'm gonna create a variable called x underscore future, and I'm gonna set it equal to df dot drop, and I'm going to drop the prediction column. Okay, and I want all of the rows except for the last X rows. So that's minus future underscore days. Okay. All right. Now I want to get the last X rows of the feature data set. So x underscore future will equal x underscore future dot tail, and then I'm going to input future underscore days. Okay, now I'm going to convert the data set to a NumPy array. So set x underscore future equal to np dot array, and then we're going to input x underscore future. And now let's take a look at the data set. So just type x underscore future here, and let's run this. All right, so that looks really good. So let's go ahead and create a new cell. And now in this cell, I want to show the model tree prediction. So I'm going to create a variable called tree underscore prediction and set it equal to tree dot predict, and it's going to predict on that x future, or on the x underscore future values. So let's go ahead and print that. So we're going to print tree underscore prediction. All right, and before I run this, I'm going to print just another line, and I'm going to show the model linear regression prediction. So let's create a variable called LR underscore prediction and set it equal to LR.predict, and it's going to try to predict values off of X underscore future, or using X underscore future. All right, and then we're going to print those values as well. So just print LR underscore prediction. All right, now let's go ahead and run this. Okay, and now we can see the values that the model predicted. So up top here we have the predictions for the tree, for the decision tree regressor, and then here we have the predictions for the linear regression model. Okay, so again, this is the decision tree regressor and predictions, and then here is the linear regression predictions. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new cell, and let's visualize the data. All right, so I'm gonna create a variable called predictions, and I'm gonna set it equal to tree, actually, what was it, tree underscore prediction. So tree underscore prediction, and then I'm going to create a variable called valid, which will be our valid data. I'm going to set it equal to df from x dot shape position 0 to all the rest of the data. Okay, and then I'm going to create a new column for valid. So I'm going to create valid column called predictions, and I'm going to set that equal to the predictions variable that I create up here. Okay, so that looks good. And now let's create our figure and give our figure a figure size. It will be 16,8. Then I'm going to give our figure a title. So type plt.title, and I will call this just model. And then the x-axis label, plt.x label will be days, and the y-axis label will be close price USD, and then I put a $sign. Okay, so now I have the x-axis label and the y-axis labeled. So let's see, what are we missing? Well, we're missing plotting the data. So type plt.plot, and I'm going to plot all the data from the original data set. So I'm going to plot the close price. Okay, and then I want to plot, let's see, plt.plot. I want to plot valid. Okay, so I want to plot both the close price of valid, and I want to plot the predictions. Okay, and then I'm going to give this plot a legend. So type plt.legend, and I guess I'll put original data here, and then validation or valid data, and then predicted data for the legend. And then let's show the plot. So let's go ahead and run this. All right, and so now we have a plot of the data. We can see the original data here in blue, and then we can see it looks like almost a red or magenta color. That's the actual value, and then the purple is the predicted value of the model, of the tree model. Okay, so it doesn't look too useful. It's pretty well. It's not really that close. I was about to say it's pretty close, but it's kind of off. So that's fine. Let's see how well the linear regression model did. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all of this here. I'm going to highlight it, and then I'm going to copy it using Control-C, and then I'm going to create a new cell, and I'm going to paste it here, And then I'm going to change predictions to be LR underscore prediction. And let's run this. Okay, and now we can see our linear model in purple here, and it doesn't look like it's doing a very good job at all. So obviously in the red or magenta color here is the actual value, and then in the purple is what the model predicted. So it looks like it's even worse than the decision tree regressor model. But anyways, that's it. These are the two simple models that you can use for your stock predictions. Make sure to try your best to improve upon them and make them better. So this is just a beginning step. So anyways, I hope you all really enjoyed this video. I have other videos on stock predictions and on machine learning, so be sure to check those out. And if you're not a subscriber, please become a subscriber to this channel. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you found this video helpful, please share it. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.